Hey, how's it going? This is Josh from Books by Josh, and this is episode 35 of the Books by Josh audio immersion. This episode is titled Cutting Back. I'm not talking about cutting back in the traditional sense, I'm talking about in business and sometimes in life. So, recently, there was an email sent out to everybody in the company I work for saying that the company is going to cut back some of the spending that they are doing in certain programs they have. And one of these programs is our water. The water coolers, things of that nature, they're cutting that. And I understand in business you want to lower your expenses so that you have more of a profit margin. But when you're taking away a person's water, it makes you think, why? So, in this case, with the water situation, it's going to save the company-wide, maybe what? Each store, probably, let's say $500 a month. And let's just say that's 1,000 stores. That's going to be $500,000, right? But let me ask you this. $500,000. It's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, what about your employees? In small businesses, you want your employees to be happy so they stay with you long term. Big businesses, you could just hire someone new. Doesn't matter if the churn rate of employees is less than a year. I had a guy start and then within the first week quit. Yes, he worked a total of 3 days. And that's just the company. But it gets to a point you're cutting everything. It's not like you're matching 401k and bring it down to percent. Some people wouldn't care about that. But water? So we're doing heavy lifting. You're sweating. You're dehydrated. You're doing a delivery. Hey, you're thirsty? Go out to a store and go buy something to drink. Oh, wait, you can't. It's not your lunch break. Like, come on. That's the thinking. You have to keep your employees happy. I know you have to keep your customers happy, but also your employees. Your employees are what bring business in. They're the ones dealing with the customers, building the relationship, selling, maintaining those customers. So if they're not happy, do you think they're going to generate any business for you? So, like I said, I have a business. I already know. I've looked for any way to save $1 or a dime in my business. It's necessary, but I'm not going to sit here, hey, let me change to this site because it's going to save me $3 a month. $3 a month is $36 a year. That $36 can be used here. And more advertising, add to advertising. No, because I'm paying what I'm paying because it covers all my bases. Why would I hurt myself in order to expand the business? Because let's prime example. When I work for another company, they did a couple cuts, They cut our budget, but they cut us buying certain things that we didn't need, like peanut butter pretzels, pretzel bites with like the peanut butter inside. We couldn't buy that anymore, but you know what? We still had a water cooler. We had garbage bags that actually worked, tape, boxes, anything we needed, we had. But things like potato chips, stuff like that, we didn't need, so they cut it. But the essentials they didn't cut. And it seems to me that a lot of companies are cutting a lot of things. Look at Amazon. And all the benefits and the employee stock purchase plans that they cut just recently. From me recording this about a week ago, they cut all these programs to save money. And I understand that. But if you read Sam Walton's Made in America, that's what made Walmart such a great company to work for. The profit sharing. And in that book, Sam Walton said he didn't have to do it, but he knew that keeping your employees happy was the best thing to do for the business, because if employees are happy, they will do whatever it takes to generate sales for the company. So, let's talk about coffee. I have a friend who's in General Assembly. They have free coffee there, you know? People pay for these classes. It's basically like, let's say, college. People pay for this and the coffee's free. They can cut the coffee and save money. Yes or no? They can. But they have it there, and they haven't cut it because it makes the students' lives easier. And the people that go there, easier. Because they can stay in the building. Same thing with the water situation at my workplace. If I go out and get some water, a bottle of water, let's say I go out and buy a bottle of water 2 or 3 times a day. Guess what? I'm not in my job doing work. Whereas that time that's spent outside, maybe I don't have easier access to a grocery store. Maybe it's 2 or 3 blocks away. That time that I'm spent outside, I can be doing something productive in the workplace. And like, even when I worked for a small business with less than 10 employees, guess what? They still provide water. We did the water cooler. Then we had a discount with Coke. And after that, we just did Brother. And guess what? It worked though. So there are alternatives to doing this. But when a job requires physical lift and stuff like that, you can't cut it. And now, what you can cut to save money is, like I said, trim the fat before in my video about the laws of money. You can cut unnecessary expenditure, such as ordering things that we don't need for a store. But let's take this off of my job and let's talk about regular life. Hey, I just recently started doing this. I drink a lot of coffee. So let's say I drink 2 large Starbucks when I'm in the city. That's about $7 right there. No, it's $2.80 for my drink. So let's say $6. $6 a day if I'm in the city and coffee minimum. So, you know what's easier? I have a Yeti Rambler. Keeps my drinks in there hot, minimum 12 hours. I have the coffee beans, Starbucks coffee beans. I have a roast. I have a grinder and a coffee maker. I make my own coffee now. It's not that it tastes better or worse. It's that it saves me the money. Hey, the upfront cost is going to be more. You have to buy a coffee maker, a grinder, the beans, and maybe the first bag, you're not going to save any money. You'll probably break even, but guess what? Over time, you're going to save money. It's prime example. You want to save money? I started cutting my own hair. I don't recommend that for anybody. I messed up a lot. Paid $80 initial investment. Saved me $20 every 2 weeks. Same with shaving. I have a shave edge. I taught myself how to shave to save money. These are things I've done. I know people who did a couple other things, like brown bagging into work, stuff like that. There's always a way to save the money. What my company that I work for could have done was say, hey, we're limiting the amount of water you're getting a month. Instead of getting 5 gallons, we're going to supply you with 8, 2 per week. You understand? Something like that. It's not going to save as much money, but it saves a little bit of money. Just the other day, there was a warm-up post. By changing the light bulbs and their floor watts, they save like $100 million. I don't remember if it's monthly or annually, but still, Things like that save money. Running an LED bulb here saves money. Costs more in the beginning. It was like what, $15 for the bulb. I could buy an incandescent 4-pack for what, $3 in the supermarket. So this is basically 16 light bulbs, but guess what? It's brighter, lasts longer, and I could touch it and not get burnt. And that's always being smart. You can save money without doing dumb stuff and messing with all your employees. Or you can just cut back a lot and make your employees hate you. Like Amazon did. But that's basically it for this week's episode. Month's episode, 2 weeks episode. I need to get back on the schedule, man. But right now, I'm not cutting back on my content creation for today because I'm about to go write a post the first time in a while. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.